Welcome everyone to today's conversation. Super excited to have Precious L. Williams here with us today, talking to you about power pitches. Precious, I am gonna stop my screen share so that you can set yours up. And in the
Okay.
meantime, everyone, to let you know, yes, I'm recording this. It is going to be on our YouTube channel. I will send all of you a direct link as soon as this is over so that you'll be able to go in and watch it specifically. In the meantime, during the conversation today, please do ask questions. You can do that one of two ways. One way is to put something in on the chat box or in the Q&A box. I will monitor that as we go. And another way is if somebody wants to be brave, send me a note and say, hey, you want to come on live and have a conversation. So we can do that too.
Oh, please do. We want to make this interactive. Let's do that.
Yeah, they just got to be brave enough to be on YouTube. You know, it's all good. So great practice. Get them out there.
So make sure you have on a shirt and not a robe.
Right. be okay on your appearance. Actually, I think we'll just hear their voice, so it's okay if they've got curlers in their hair or whatever else is going on.
You know I don't care about none of that.
All right. So in the meantime, I am going to go ahead and turn this over to you, Precious. Whatever you want to share with them about you, I'll get out of your way, and I'm here in the background for you.
Okay. Good morning, everyone. My name is Precious Williams, and I'm the proud founder and CEO of Perfect Pitches by Precious. And today we're going to talk about power pitches, elevating your brand in these changing times. Now, we all know we're in the midst of a pandemic, an economic downturn, and social unrest. But with the power of pitching, you can still be #booked and busy even today. That is how my clients and I are, and I want to share with you some of the best practices for being able to do so and have you thinking about pitching in a totally different way. So when we talk about pitching, let me just set the scene. Pitching is more than what you say before an investor. It's more than what you would say just to your ideal client. You can use power pitching when you're interviewing for a particular position, in sales, in launching your book, your brand, your product, or your service. You are pitching each and every day when you're talking to someone and getting them interested in what you're doing. So I just want to share that with you. Every time you open your mouth and you want people interested in what you have to say, whether you're talking about that no good man in your life or that no good woman, if you're talking about a job you hate, a job you love, the things you like about your business, the things you don't like about your business, what you're doing is pitching because you want them interested in you and keeping the conversation going. So first, I just want to say welcome. I'm so excited to be here with all of you today. You have no idea. And I really am like this 24/7. I have a lot of energy. I'm 41 years old, but I love that. So in today's overview, we're gonna come at pitching from three different perspectives. We're gonna talk about the potential for pitching. We're gonna talk about how you elevate your brand today. Not utilizing what we used before, but utilizing new techniques today. And then we're going to take it into power pitching. So if you're ready, I want you to type in the comments 1. Just type in 1, just so I know you're with me and I'm not here to bore y'all. Trust and believe. So number 1, let me tell you what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about demonstrating excellence. And so most people think I would start off by teaching you how to pitch first, but I want to talk about the psychology behind pitching. Many of you think you have to be perfect to pitch, and you don't. You don't have to be perfect, but you have to be willing to start. And so one of the quotes I've always loved is, how do you win a no-win situation? You rewrite the rules. And how do you rewrite the rules? So I'm going to share with you a short story on pitching and really be as vulnerable as I possibly can. So when I started my first company, which was Curvy Girls Lingerie, back in 2011, I was dating a very famous Hollywood actor, but I was 327 pounds. Get it? So he always told me I got him with the perfect pitch. And I've been speaking since I was 16 years old, but back to the story. So I told all my friends I wanted to start this company called Curvy Girls Lingerie. I'm a former attorney, and they were like, you're an attorney in the great state of New York. What are you doing? And I was like, I'm ready to become an entrepreneur, and I believe that I have something different to offer in the marketplace. Sexy, stylish, and fashion forward lingerie for curvy women. And they were like, but you're fat, you're Black, and you don't have an Ivy League degree. Okay. And actually, I needed them to tell me that. I needed them to doubt me. They had never seen anyone on television who looked like me. They had never seen anyone actually go far as a plus size woman that wasn't like, there were only blocks of time that could happen. So I'll be honest with you, I had negative $400 in my bank account. And the good Lord kept telling me, you're going to do it through television. Now, y'all know I had no connections in television. I have all the connections today, but I didn't have them before. And with that negative $400, I kept doubting myself, like, it's never going to happen. Then I got something in the mail from Crane's magazine about the Small Business Awards. And I was looking at the media sponsors, and they were all, NBC Universal, MSNBC, CNBC. And he said, you're going to go there. So I got the ticket and put it on a credit card that I never used. And I went with my best Calvin Klein dress. And I didn't know what I was going to say to the media sponsors. I just knew I was supposed to be there. So I walked into this beautiful, gorgeous space. And I zero in on CNBC and MSNBC. I went to MSNBC because I hadn't stolen any money. There was no point in trying to be on American Greed because I didn't know any other shows. So I walked up to the producers, bladder getting more full as I was walking towards them. And they're looking and they're laughing and they're joking. And they say to me, who are you? And I said, hi, I'm glad you asked. My name is Precious Williams, and I'm the proud founder and CEO of Curvy Girls Lingerie, with the ultimate shopping experience for full-figure divas and plus-size fashionistas. And they started laughing. And I was so hurt, y'all. I was so hurt. Because that's all I had. I didn't know how to pitch, right? And then they said, no, because they could tell by the look on my face. And they were like, no, don't, no. Have you heard of our show Elevator Pitch? No, I hadn't. But I had to act as if, yes, I've heard so much about the show. Da, da, da. And they were like, we're going to bring the host over to talk to you. Y'all, my bladder was so full by then because I was so scared it was really about to happen. Her name was JJ Ramberg, but she got an award, so she went on stage. And so then they brought me her booking producer, a tall, elegant Black woman. And she said, give me your elevator pitch. Yeah, I heard the threat. I didn't know how to pitch, but I just went all in. And I'm going in, I'm going in, I'm going in. And she said, stop. You can be on the show. There were tears in my eyes when it was so dark she couldn't see because I had my glasses on. And she said, can I have your business card? Y'all know if I had negative $400, I didn't have business cards. This is a true story. So I said, oh, I've been here all night. I ran out of cards. She's like, okay, here's my card. I don't know how I got back home because I didn't have money to get there and I didn't have money to get back. But it's New York, so you know how it is. She called me 2 or 3 days later and she's like, yeah, we're looking for your website. We didn't have a website, y'all. The company really didn't exist. And she said, so the producer and I are looking for your website. I said, you know what? We're going through a rebranding process at this point. By the time I'm on the show, we'll be ready. And she says, okay. Because I said it with confidence, right? But it was so shocking. Tell me if y'all, is this an unbelievable story? Let me know in the comments, 2. Put 2 in the comments if this is an unbelievable story. So when they came and picked me up in a Cadillac Escalade with a driver who drove me to Rockefeller Center, I was bawling. 1, my friend didn't show up to do my makeup. 2, she didn't believe me. And I'm driving, and the driver says to me, who are you? I said, I'm a celebrity overnight. And then I get to the studio, Melissa Harris Perry, to tell you this is a long time ago. So all this was happening. When I saw the set and how they had arranged everything, I want you all to know I had to fight back tears. And then when they said action, because it's elevator pitch, you have to pretend you're in an elevator. I had practiced my pitch. No one taught me how to do it. I just did it. And in 54 seconds, I pitched, and it was so amazing because in my mind, I just need to get through it. And when I finished, I went deaf because I heard nothing. It was like you just had to get through it. When my hearing came back, I could hear the host say that was one of the best pitches she had heard in the history of the show. I'm from St. Louis, Missouri, y'all. I'm not from New York, obviously with my accent. But do y'all know I got a check for $500,000 from that one appearance? My first appearance got me on the show. My second appearance got me $500,000. So let's talk about how do you win a no-win situation? You rewrite the rules. There are many people who are going to tell you as a coach, a consultant, you can't make money right now. I'm here to tell you you can. What do I want you to learn from this story? It's not just a nice story. Is it even possible to demonstrate excellence today? Is it even possible to get corporate speaking or training? Is it possible to get clients right now? Yes, it is. What I want you to learn from this story is, number one, you have to listen. You have to stay in your vision and not your reality. The reality of the situation says no one's making money. The vision says there's always ways to make money and have an impact on your clients and to gain clients even now. There are people doing it, especially me right now. How can you rewrite the rules? If you change your language, you change the game. Had I said we did lingerie for plus size women, no one would have cared. No one. But when I said full figure divas and plus size fashionistas, they had never even heard those terms used like that before. And so it lit their eyes up. The investors who, my phone rang for 2 weeks straight from investors wanting to invest in me. So I want you all to pay attention to what I'm telling you. You have to demonstrate excellence even if you don't know how. So even though I didn't know how to pitch, I challenged myself to go for it anyway. Just like on LinkedIn, I'm on there every day, not just sending out just random pitches. I do my research. I understand pain points, but also I want to build relationships because that's how the best clients are formed. And then I remain visible. So you change your language. How are you introducing yourself? Are you just saying you're a coach, a life coach, a business coach, or do you do you ask do you say a question, something startling? What do you do? I would love it if a couple of people or people would write in the comments, how do you usually introduce yourself? It's not necessarily I want the pitch, but how do you introduce yourself? You know what I say sometimes to get this party started? I really would like if 2 or 3 people really would just go in the comments, but you can listen to what I have to say. Ladies, raise your hands if you want to be a bad bitch with a power pitch. I even have men who will raise their hands. I'm like, I'm gonna get to you, fellas. Fellas, do you want to be a bad man with a master pitching plan? You've come to the right place. My name is Precious Williams, and I'm the proud founder and CEO of Perfect Pitches by Precious. And I literally show you how to slay all competition through the power of a killer elevator pitch, media pitch, investor pitch, or speaker pitch. If you're a speaker, do you want to be booked and busy? I can show you how, even in a pandemic, an economic downturn, and social unrest. You want media attention? Listen, I've been on everything from Shark Tank, CNN, Wall Street Journal, Forbes magazine. I've written 2 #1 bestsellers on pitching. Listen, don't get me started. I can help you like I can help everyone else that I've ever worked with. Why are my clients LinkedIn, Google, Microsoft, NBC Universal? So I don't know if I see any comments. Do you see any comments, Kathy?
Oh yeah.
Okay, do we have 2 people?
The chat box, first all the ones, all the twos, lots of people talking about loving your story, love the inspiration, that kind of thing. Some people are saying, wow, awesome. And then we're getting people saying that they're too scared to come on.
I understand that. If we have, do we have one person who, we can just read their thing.
I've got one, and earlier she sent me a message, and she said, oh, she didn't get dressed for it. You're not going to be on camera. Can I unmute you? She said,
Nope.
you've heard my pitch. Oh, I got somebody that said they will come on. Oh, I'm super.
Well, let's do it. Let's do it. If you
All
want to
right.
position yourself to win right now, ladies and gentlemen, you have to be visible. So even if you're scared, even if you look crazy, you're not going to be on camera. But always take the opportunity to get out there, stay visible, because you don't know who on this call may need you. You don't know who's going to be watching on YouTube. They are going to need you. So take every opportunity to get yourself out there. Don't ever not volunteer yourself. Get out there. Get yourself positioned to win.
Yep.
All right, let's go.
Okay, so I'm Valerie. I just gave you permission to talk.
Hi, good morning, everyone.
Good
Hey,
morning.
Precious. I'm Valerie Ashford.
Hey, Valerie.
Brown. Hey, how are you? I'm not sure
fine.
how I'm doing, but I'm ready.
Let's go. Can you give me, if you don't want to give me your pitch, how do you usually introduce yourself? And you heard what mine is. I usually ask a question, or I will throw out a startling statistic, or I will just drop books because I want all eyes on me. So tell me how you do it, Queen.
Okay, so I typically now, since I've changed it a bit, now I'm coming and saying, hi, I'm Valerie Brown. I assist women through a life change. I transition them from a place of overwhelm to a place of overjoy so they can start living and stop merely existing.
I have to say, Queen, that was pretty deep. That was pretty dope. That was pretty dope.
Okay.
But let me show you, but let me just say this to you. A lot of times when people are pitching, they'll offer a solution without fully addressing the problem. So have you ever thought about saying, are you ready to pull your hair out? Are you tired of being overwhelmed? Are you in the midst of a transition and you don't know how to get through it alone? Let me help you. My name is such and such. My name is Valerie such and such, and I help women, or I help people who are going through these particular types of challenges. I help in this particular way, and then have a powerful call to action. How does that sound?
That sounds great. I can add that. I can add that. Thank you. Thank you.
I love it, Queen. Do we have one more person, or do we move on, darling?
We do. I've got somebody that said they want it to be next.
Go for it. Let's go for it. We had Valerie. Clap for the heavyweight champ. Valerie, she said, I'm getting out there. I'm getting it.
Way to go. Susanna, I'm going to give you permission to talk so you can come in.
Okay, hello.
Hey, Susanna.
Hi, Precious. This is really exciting, and I'm still scared.
It's all good. Bring it.
Okay, so how I introduce myself is that I'm starting my own business, offering professional coaching and leadership development.
Okay, I never got your name. Never got your powerful call to action. And let me just say this. The fact that you put yourself out there, clap for the heavyweight champ, Susanna. Clap for the heavyweight champ. Susanna, because you were scared, you did it anyway. It's like feel the fear and do it anyway. Do you see what I did? That's what happened to me. I was scared and I still did it. And it turned out, look what happened.
Yeah.
Now I've been on television shows and movies and documentaries around the world. Milan, Italy, Perth, Australia. Like you don't want to get me, don't get me started. So Queen, first of all, you're not starting a company because that doesn't engender confidence.
Okay.
My company is.
Okay.
You know, think of a startling statistic, or like I was just talking to Valerie. Think about educating before you offer the solution. Because what most people hear is when they hear statements, they don't see themselves in it. So ask a question. Throw out something. You see, I said, ladies, raise your hands if you want to be a bad bitch with a power pitch. And that forces them to be interactive. First of all, I said something shocking. So now they're sitting there like, word. We're not in for the usual.
Yeah.
So think about that, Queen. And don't forget your powerful call to action, but you're not starting a business.
Okay.
You better be already in business.
Okay.
No one wants to hear she's starting something. I ain't gonna be her guinea pig. Even if they are, girl, we're not trying to let them know that, are we? So how was that, Susanna?
Great. Lots to think about.
Lots to think about. You know, I'm the killer pitch master. I slay all competition. I have my clients do that through powerful pitching and communication skills and strategies. Okay.
Awesome.
So all of us, let's give a clap for the heavyweight champs, Valerie and Susanna. Thank you for being visible and thank you for trusting the process. It takes time, but if I did it, I know you all can too. So we're going to move on with the
Yeah,
presentation.
and let me just say really quick, Susanna, you've got a number of people commenting. They're so glad you stepped up because so many are just like you. And
Yes,
so it was really helpful to other people that you were willing to get out there and do it. So lots of good
I'm with
comments.
all that. I'm with all that. So we're going to we're going to go into the second part, elevating your brand. Now, how many of you have written a pitch or think you're introducing yourself, but you've never stopped to answer this question: why should they hire you? In the comments, I'm not going to ask anybody to come on or talk, but have you ever asked yourself, why should they hire you? I know we all think we know those things, but for real, why should people hire you? Why should they promote you? Why should they hire you? Why should they bring you on in a media situation? Why should you be booked and busy? Why? As great as you are, if you can't answer those questions with like a top 10 or a top 15, you really are not doing what you're supposed to be doing. So that's why I created the hashtag 150 challenge. There should be 150 reasons why somebody should hire you, promote you, book you, all of it. There should be 150 reasons why. I'm not asking you to create it by yourself, but there should be 10 reasons immediately. Just drop it into your mind. And if it's not, then this is where the magic really starts. This is where the magic starts. And then you start asking your trusted network, not your family, because they're going to tell you you're great or you're a bum. You want your trusted network, the other coaches you're around. Why do they care about you? Why do they listen to you? Why do they think you're great? And really ask the question, why do you think someone should hire me? And let them tell you from their experience of dealing with you. Put all of those together. And again, 150 challenge, the hashtag 150 challenge isn't just for you and two people. It's for you to really get your network invested in wanting to help you, because your friends and your trusted business associates know more about you than you think they do, and they probably have ways of helping you elevate your brand, but are too afraid to say it. So open the door. Open the door. So what I want to see in the comments, I want to see at least 5 people tell me 5 reasons why somebody should hire you. You're not going to come on right now, but I just want you to think about that. It's called the hashtag 150 challenge. And if you don't come on to give the 5 reasons, can you type hashtag 150 challenge and put next to it accepted or denied? So do you accept doing the 150 challenge, or do you like, nah, I'm not doing that? I want to see. I'll drop it like a side drop. Kathy, you know what time it is?
Yeah, so we're getting a couple of reasons. Like I care, you're getting a lot of people saying they're accepting the challenge. We got one question. What is the challenge? The challenge is you're going to identify 150 reasons people ought to hire
Will hire
you
you,
because you're
promote you.
amazing. Yes.
So think about it from this journey. So I don't want you just asking your family and friends, just give me a reason. Think about your talents, your skill sets, your abilities, the challenges that you've overcome, fun facts about you that no one would know. Like, for example, I love old school country music, and I'm a girl from the inner city of St. Louis, Missouri, the hood, the ghetto. I love Patsy Cline, Walking After Midnight. I love it. I love Hank Williams, Your Cheating Heart. You know what I'm saying? Those are fun facts about me. I feel like I'm Dorothy from Golden Girls. I feel like I'm Dorothy, even though I really want to be Blanche. I feel like I'm Dorothy. And my favorite episode from Golden Girls is Journey to the Center of Attention, when they were at the Rusty Anchor and Blanche was as beautiful as she usually is. And Dorothy stole the show by singing a song that I'd never heard before. But even when I was a little girl, I loved it. And that's how I felt. I felt like no one paid attention to me growing up. And so I came out like, I came like Diana Ross, I'm coming out. I'm coming out. My personality shines. And so does yours. So be transparent and authentic in how you're dealing with people. This, like, Kathy didn't book me for me to be like, I'm so delighted you guys are all here today. My name is Precious Williams. And yeah, I would have been like, this is another boring episode of nothing I'm interested in. So think about that. So drop those comments. Tell me if it's a 150 challenge accepted, denied, or the top 5 reasons why someone should hire you, and stick to this: your talents, your skill sets, your abilities, challenges overcome. You can even put your credentials in there. But do know that people These are logical reasons. And I also want you to have emotional reasons why your trusted business network and friends really deal with you too. Because
You're
you're warm. I
getting
want
some
people
great input in here, Precious. You want to hear some of them?
drop it like it's hot, Kathy. You know how we
All
do.
right. Inspiration, impact, breaking through mind clutter, positivity, the wow factor.
Yeah, I have a speech like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I bridge
Yeah.
the gap, walk with you. I play racquetball. I have a medical background. I love personal development, leadership, optimism, strategic
Bring it.
thinker, faith, ambitious. And I'm hoping all of you, as you're hearing those, it's inspiring you to start thinking about things for yourself as well. Because now I'm getting more responses. This is
Get it, booze.
awesome.
Get it, booze. Get it, booze. Get it, booze. And keep that coming, because I don't see the clock. I don't know how much time I have, so I'll move on. But please keep having that in there, because what you're doing is you're inspiring someone else. And isn't that the point of coaching? Is to really inspire someone to get to the greatest level of excellence, to ask the questions, to push them, to challenge them. I'm challenging you. Take me up on my #150 challenge. I promise you, you'll see yourself in a brand new light when people start coming to you and you look at the top reasons why your trusted network want. You're going to see yourself in a different light, because you don't know why people are really around you. And it's not just because they love you, it's because they respect you. They respect the gangster of what you are. How are y'all feeling about this? If this is resonating with you as you're still writing, put a 3 if you're enjoying this presentation. Put a 3.
Lots of those 3s coming in. Oh, and I got a 4 too.
Okay, so 4 was, I would have said 4 as no, but dang. And so finally, we're going to come down to power pitching yourself. So when we talk about power pitching, all of us can do a Google search and they'll tell you who you are, what you do, powerful call to action, who do you work with. So I want you to see it in a colorful representation. As you can see, who you are, what you do, your ideal clients, how you're different, what happens next, and an attention getting hook. I've always loved this. So I wrote a book called Bad Bitches and Power Pitches for women entrepreneurs and speakers only. And one of the ways I close, just like I open, is, so if you're ready to be a bad bitch with a power pitch, you should contact me. I am Precious Williams, proud founder and CEO of Perfect Pitches by Precious, where I teach the art and the science of slaying all competition through killer pitches. And so that comes at the end, right? And it's powerful because I have the audacity to say things that most people are afraid to say. Most people want to appeal to everybody. I don't. And you have to think about, who's the tribe that fits your vibe. Is it everyone, or is it a particular type of woman or man or children or teenagers? Who is it? Because the more narrow you go, the wider you're going to see. When I started Perfect Pitches by Precious, it was because people saw me on stage and were dazzled. They were willing to pay me anything to teach them. Because when it's on stage, I come alive. I'm like, oh, yes. And that's the way I want you to feel when you're introducing yourself. This is an experience that people are having, and they've never seen anybody like you before or since, period. Like the city girl says, period. So when we talk about how to develop a powerful elevator pitch, these are the basics right here. These are the basics. And so I want to share with you a couple of ways that you take this into the killer pitch mode. I ain't gonna give you all my secrets, but I'll give you some. Number 1, who you are is more important than what you do. You may think saying you're a graphic designer, life coach, business coach, consultant is the most important thing about you. It's not. It's how you make people feel. When people encounter me, I want them to feel like home decor, which sounds so strange. But I really want you to feel like when you meet me, that there's warmth coming. You can see your present and your future in me. Whatever challenges you had in the past, we're going to eradicate that when it comes to pitching and speech communication skills. But I want you to feel wanted and loved, and like I'm like your grandma. I'm going to kick your butt too. Oh no, maybe like your parents. I'm going to kick your butt. But I'm going to do it with love, because I only want excellence out of you. And the more you stay visible, the more you put yourself out there, the more you're willing to make mistakes. That is where the secret sauce is. So when you think about it, that's why I don't want people to start with their names and the names of their company. I want you to give them an experience before they get that information. And then you'll get to tell who's really interested and who's not, right? Number 2, I want you to begin with the end in mind. We've heard that in a very famous book, but it's true. Where do you want to be? And let's start plotting backwards. Now, most people would have said, Precious, why didn't you start off with hyper local? Why did you go straight to national with MSNBC? Because I didn't know no better. And because I didn't know any better, the rules were never in my way. How did I get into a very famous movie? I didn't know there were rules. And because I'm an outsider, I'm not bound by what other people do. So what I want to tell you about pitching is, of course, there's some rules, but that's the basic rules. Taking it into overdrive is something you all can do. All can do. Kathy, can I get a time check?
Yeah, we're at the halfway point. Exactly.
It's 10:30?
Yep.
Okay, great. 11:30? Okay, great. So Kathy, I think what would be good is if we can get maybe 3 volunteers to go through the hashtag 150 challenge and actually just tell me the most important reasons why someone should hire them, and then build it into a more powerful pitch.
Okay.
Does that work?
Yeah, it does. Do you want them all at the same time or one at a time?
I would like one at a time. I can't handle them all at the same time.
Okay, I've got.
And also, is this helpful for everybody? Please let me know if this is helpful. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead, Kathy.
No,
break it down like a vibe.
I've got 2 people, so I'm going to do them in order. Jane, you put it in first. Here you go. I've got you so you can talk.
Hi, Precious. It's Jade Storm.
Do it. Let's do it.
Slaying it. So while you were doing that, I was writing down my words that what do people get from me?
Right.
Inspiration, impact, breaking through the mind clutter, positivity, the wow factor, purpose, power.
Keep going, Queen. You know I get excited.
Work-life balance, leadership, volunteering, building community, clarity, and positive energy. Woo!
I love those. I love those. I'm just curious about your credentials or anything. I'm interested in other parts of your background. You know what I mean?
Yep, so that's what I was going to next. So I've got branding, business development, social media, and team building.
Okay, and do you have results in each of those?
I do. I have run a $3.1 million marketing program for Verizon. I was one of the, I ran Relay for Life for the American Cancer Society in my town. And the 8 years that I ran it, we came in the top 10 relays in the state.
Clap for the heavyweight champ.
So, and I've been on a podcast guest on 7 podcasts in the last 4 months.
Kathy, please, Precious. That was so amazing. That was so amazing. First of all, thank you for being visible and putting it out there. Second of all, I love the first 10 that you gave, and then I like the next ones that happened. And the third thing I want you to think about is when you're, putting together the initial list, is try to put results next to everything. So if you have a positivity, how is that demonstrated? If you are into team building, how is that demonstrated? So, I tell you, there's layers to this. Pitching is not this, girl, we got it from jump, right? So make sure, put results next to it too. So when you're talking to your friends, in your trusted business network, remember, tell them all that it has to relate to talent, skill sets, abilities, credentials, fun facts, all that kind of stuff, and put something tangible next to it, right? Because when we just say we're inspiring, there are a lot of things that are inspiring and people take no action. But if they know something about you, that will inspire them, takes it to the next level. Am I right or wrong?
Oh, 100%. 100%. I'm going to be on stage with you someday. That's my goal.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. I look forward to that. And
I,
I want everybody, I'm sorry, darling.
I am going to be with Precious. Love you.
Hey, the killer pitch master always strikes again. So I want everybody to clap for the heavyweight champ. We got our girl in the house. Thank you. And thank you for volunteering. Who is next?
Sorry, I'm sitting here talking with my mic on mute. Our next volunteer is going to be Ruth. Ruth, I've clicked so you can come on
drop
live.
it, Ruth. Come through. Come on that red carpet.
Hey, so here's kind of my disclaimer. I'm an introvert, right?
Okay.
But I have some stuff to say. So
You gotta drop it.
I'm an overcomer. I'm disabled, and I now have 2 businesses. I'm a retired teacher. I was Michigan's Teacher of the Year in my first year of teaching.
What?
Yeah. Let's see, what else can I tell you? I'm really compassionate. I'm super compassionate, which I think is why I was Teacher of the Year.
Yes, your first year, girl, look at your first year of
I'm-
anything. It's just like, I'm just trying to survive. I'm just trying to survive.
Because I was a single mom of 4.
What?
So I get.
So you know time management well.
Pardon me?
You know time management well.
I know time management really well. I know compassion really well. I know how to listen.
Ooh.
And I am a process expert.
That's the first time I've ever heard somebody say process expert. I swear to you, that's the first time I've ever heard that.
I gotta give credit where credit is due. That is a quote from Kathy.
Kathy, you trying to steal my shine?
We talked
not mad
about
at you.
process expert versus subject matter expert. Coaches are.
I have to say, the
expert.
process expert stands out so much more. Like, it hit my heart. You heard? It hit my heart. When I tell you, Ruth, thank you so much. I want everybody to clap for the heavyweight champ, Ruth. And I don't know why I said red carpet. Mine is a hot pink carpet. So all of you who volunteered, step onto the hot pink carpet. And what you did, Ruth, is you tied words to results, and you also showed how you were able to move through. You showed us how you move through a room full of what can be considered flaws or things that will hold you back, and you did it. That's amazing. That's powerful.
Thank you.
Process expert. I'm gonna steal that, Kathy. I'm gonna steal that, Ruth. Don't tell nobody though. Keep it on the low. Keep it on the low. Oh my God. Thank you so much, Ruth. And that is how you start the process of really developing your pitch, right? Because if all you do is just put beautiful words together, but there's no substance, and I see a lot of people doing that. They'll throw a whole lot of nothing together. It sounds good, but people in the know, if you're a speaker, and Kathy, I know you know this, you know when people are fluffing, right? It just sounds like fluff. I'm not getting nothing out of that.
Yeah.
It's like eating angel food cake and there's no sugar in it. Man, it's a problem. It's a problem. It's a problem. Do we have one more volunteer, Kathy?
Okay, everyone, I'm looking for one more volunteer.
It doesn't have to be. I just want to make sure, because we got questions coming up later, and I probably have like 5 or 6 more minutes of 5 to 10 more minutes of presentation to give, and that's it.
Yeah, Susanna says she'd love to come back in.
Susanna want to come back in. See, I likes her. I likes her too. She's trying to be the heavyweight champion at times too. Come through.
That's right. Well, I wanted to give everybody else space, but if no one else is volunteering, I definitely want to come back.
Girl, you know you're my kind of woman. You know, I come through, like, no matter how many times they tell me, I'm like, I'm coming through. Come through.
Exactly.
Come through, Susanna. Come through.
So I'm gonna steal what you said. I'm the proud founder and CEO of the Gold C. I built myself up from an administrative assistant to an entrepreneur. I built a team of 40 in a large global software company. We went from doing a few hundred accounts in a quarter to doing over 5,000. I then restructured that organization to make the program sustainable so that we could do it forever.
Right.
And then I decided to come out on my own and help share that ability with everyone else. I care about every person that I work with. I care enough to invest in their success. I will invest in your success. And I'm the daughter of Paula, an incredible mother, single mother of 3 who was strong enough to follow her internal insight and find work that she loves.
I felt pure emotion from you.
Yeah.
And the other 2 young ladies too. I felt real emotion. It wasn't just words. Thank you for that. I feel like I'm the daughter of Precious Williams, who's actually my grandmother. So I resonated with that because my grandmother lived in a time where what she wanted to do, she never got to do. She had 7 kids.
Yeah.
Her first at 13 years old. And when she brought me into her home at 15 years old, when I was abused and tortured and all sorts of things, I was a very different person back then. And with my grandmother, she told me my gift was going to make room for me. She said, you have a way of speaking. You have a way of, your presence enters the room before you do. And she said, you're going to speak to kings and queens. You're going to speak before Oprah. You're going to speak before presidents. And most importantly, you're going to show people how it's possible to overcome any and every obstacle because you did it. And I'm looking at her like, at 15, you looking like,
What?
was she lying? Nope.
Mm-mm.
She didn't lie. But that's the gift of vision. She told me to live in my vision, not my reality.
Yeah.
And so I thank you so much. And thank you for coming back being a heavyweight champ twice. That's what we do. We don't do it just one time. You know what I'm saying? You want to see if somebody's a winner? How do they get back up?
Yeah.
If people aren't volunteering, they just come through. They'd be like, people be like, oh, I want to hear from her again. Well, you know what? You know my name and I don't know yours.
I'm Susanna Blana.
No. I'm talking about them who are just like,
yes,
I don't want to hear her thing. We'll be like, you know my name, but I don't know yours.
Yeah.
You're paying way too much attention to someone you don't like. Okay. So we're going to give you something to talk about. Right, Susanna?
Yeah.
All right. Thank you all so much. Let's clap for our heavyweight champs, especially times 2.
All right. And hey, everybody, if Precious can steal our process expert line, let's steal her live your vision, not your reality.
Live in your vision and not your reality.
Yes.
Yes. Live in your vision, not your reality. And when it comes to pitching, y'all, remember, you have a process to how you get people from point A to point B to point C to point Z, right? So with pitching, getting familiar with these tips, tricks, tactics, and techniques will help you. You're not going to be perfect coming out the box, but I've never met someone perfect on day 1. But if you keep working at it, you will start to see your clientele change too, because you're growing. Just like you're taking people from point A to point B to point C to point D to Z, get familiar with get familiar with this. Get more experience. Put yourself out there. Throw out different pitches at different events. You know what I'm saying? You can have a base up, the same base, but you may start off with a different question or a startling statistic or dropping things or just taking time to harness the power of silence. So when people look at you, give it an extra second because you want all eyes on you and then kill it. Kill it. That's what I say to my friends. When they get ready to do a speaking gig, kill it. So here are some of my case studies that happened last year, just from people wanting to even pitch on stage for money, right? So my first case study is Rosalind Jones, Coach Roz. She has her own home health aid company out of Jacksonville, Florida, called Jacksonville's Best Caregivers. She wanted to win first place in her first elevator pitch competition. She came to the Killer Pitch Master. Before, if I'd have let her go with the pitch she wanted, she wouldn't be where she is today. We worked for 4 solid weeks together, and you see her with the first place championship at the first speaker conference. The first speaker conference, she took first place in the elevator pitch competition. Killed the game. The moral of the story is, work with someone who can help you get to the next level because they've done it. Not because they said they did it, but because they've done it. You can verify, you can look them up and everything like that. Do it because they've done it, or they can put you in contact with people who can definitely demonstrate that. When you go to my LinkedIn, when you go to my Facebook, when you go to my Twitter, when you go to my Instagram, when you go to my YouTube, you will see I'm the best in the world at what I do. And if you don't think you're the best in the world at what you do, get with someone who can help you articulate that message. Moral of the story is aim high and get someone there to push and challenge you. That's what you do as coaches. Let's kill it. This is me speaking at Microsoft this year. I want to be so candid with you all right now. 3 years ago, on my 38th birthday, I attempted to take my own life. I didn't care about Shark Tank. I didn't care about all the things that I had done. The love of my life died, who inspired me to start my first company. He died. My business partner and I got into a very bad disagreement. I became a severe alcoholic, and I attempted to end my life. And if my cousin hadn't come in at 4:43 in the morning on my 38th birthday, I would be dead. This conversation never would have happened. I went into a life transformation program. Like, I was in the hospital for a while. And by the grace of God, my friend, who is a social worker, called my aunt and asked where I was because she hadn't seen me. My aunt said that I was in the hospital, I attempted to take my own life, and she got with it. This is when real friendship and real people who love you. She convinced my aunt to let her talk to the doctors, to talk to the nurses and staff. She got me on a bus ride back to New York City. Charity Care took care of all of my hospital fees and bills. I came back to New York embarrassed, ashamed. I went to a life transformation program from February 27, 2017 to September 1st, 2018. In that time, I never spoke. Never. When I walked out of that program, I walked out as a graduate. I moved into my pastor's home in Brooklyn. Beautiful blue, huge home in Midwood, Brooklyn. I started speaking within 1 month. And I didn't start speaking from a level of perfection. I spoke from audacity, because I had the audacity of hope. Do you know 3 years to the day I attempted to take my life, Microsoft named me the game changer for January 2020. In 2017, I attempted to take my life on January 22nd, 2020. I was Microsoft's game changer. They paid for an loft space, the food, the marketing, the catering, and everything. And I was brought there to speak. It was literally standing room only. That was the first time they ever sold out for a speaker. And I was the first to sell out. I'm a Black woman from the inner city of St. Louis, Missouri, never wanted by anyone but my grandmother. And the reason why you see me here today is because I live in my vision, not my reality. Now my reality matches my vision. Do you see how that happens? And I wanted to give y'all proof. This literally happened. Y'all see Microsoft NYC. That was January 22nd, 2020. What I want you to learn is we have a lot of bad things happening in the world. But what you think will be the death of you will actually give you life. This pandemic is causing people to change, to pivot, to do whatever they need to do. So I encourage you to ask questions in a few minutes, and let's get it going. The key takeaways is the things you think are going to harm you will also strengthen you. What doesn't kill you truly does make you stronger, or it can make you bitter. I choose to remain stronger. And that's why I spoke at LinkedIn. I'm a pitch coach for Google. I'm trying to tell you, these things happen, and I'm not even 2 years removed from homelessness. Please believe, I'm not teaching you what I read. I'm teaching you what I know. I'm not new to this. I'm true to this. So in summary, define your pitch challenges. Set unrealistic expectations. There is no way I should be speaking at NBC Universal 2 weeks ago. There's no way I should have been speaking there because I messed up. They don't care. They care about that I fought my way back to the top through the power of pitching. Keep your eyes on the prize. You have to define those goals. Acknowledge what your deficiencies are. Measure, and have someone to hold you accountable. And just in case you didn't know this about me, again, I'm a 13-time national elevator pitch champion. been on a lot of different shows. I'm still booked and busy, and I'm an international professional speaker, less than 2 years out of homelessness. And when I say who you are is more important than what you do, you now see why I come with a different attitude and a flavor when I present at webinars. My company is Perfect Pitches by Precious, and we work with the best of the best. We work with successful, getting you successful, and that's what we do. So I work with corporate clients, individual clients. Yeah, I know what time it is. We slay all competition. Here's a free resource I want you to take me up on. It's a 6-question quiz. You can go to www.perfectpitchesbyprecious.com/quiz and take my free 6-question quiz that teaches you how to start building up a power pitch for yourself, okay? But we first have to define what type of pitcher you are. So take me up on that. You can take pictures, or you can just wait for the replay, okay? Here's another pitching resource I want you all to take advantage of. I have 2 books out. One is called Bad Bitches and Power Pitches for women entrepreneurs and speakers only. Trust me, men have bought the book. I can show you lots of pictures of men who will take. First of all, I spoke at an event with my girl, and 95% of the people who showed up were men. And I'm thinking, oh, wow. When I tell you they bought 3 to 4 books apiece for their mothers, daughters, wives, and stuff. And then they said, I just bought this for myself. You're dope. And then I wrote the workbook. Both of them are #1 bestsellers, Billboard and Times Square, reviewed by Forbes magazine. And yes, I'm still Black on both sides, still Black. And they say that people of color can't make it. I'm living proof you can. I have been clean and sober for 3.5 years. I'm very proud. So here's a link to get my book. You can take a picture of it right now, or what you can do is wait for the replay. Here are ways to stay in contact with me. If I said anything today that resonated with you, please, please, please reach out to me. Please. My website is www.perfectpitchesbyprecious.com. My email address is precious@perfectpitchesbyprecious.com. On Facebook, I am @perfectpitchp. On Twitter, I'm @perfectpitchp. On Instagram, I'm @perfectpitchesp. And on LinkedIn, I am Precious L. Williams, killer pitch master. Got to stay on brand, y'all. And I can stop share if you want, Kathy.
Yeah, you're good. You've got a ton of people making so many comments, so they obviously are loving what they got. Talking about how amazing you are, how beautiful you are, grit and grace, powerful, best yet, just a ton, inspirational, positive and energetic, resilience, loving it. You've got some people that are resonating with parts of your story. So amazing. All right, everyone, there is a fabulous opportunity right now. We've got her for 8 more minutes. So get those questions in, let's ask them. Here's the first one. How do you determine pricing during this kind of global crisis?
What an awesome question. So, you know, my prices aren't for everyone, but one of the things I noticed is in my coaching, I started to do the 2-hour laser focused coaching session, right? And I priced it at $800 when it's usually $1,600. And what I started to do was realize that more people were signing up for the $800 one, not because it was just us talking, but I wanted to give you a tangible pitch when we're done. Yeah, you heard that right. A tangible pitch. So you at least have something to start with. You know, a lot of times when you're meeting with coaches, there's nothing tangible. You may feel good, but then you're like, how do I truly apply this? And so with my 2-hour laser focused coaching session, pricing it down by 50%, it allowed people to experience a taste of me. And then if they wanted to move on to a more comprehensive package, it was like water. They didn't care. They were like, oh my God, I want that. 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 And they did. And so for my other packages with corporations, I increase prices because I was so successful at being able to get corporate training gigs, building up training products for the training products and speech communication skills, pitching, branding, you know, public speaking. And then for people that, just regular everyday people, coaches or whatever, I lowered some of my prices and some I just kept the same. One, the reason why I kept some of them the same is because I don't ever want people to think I've discounted my services. What I did was provide more opportunities to work with me at different levels. So yeah, you can buy the book, you can buy the workbook. If that's all you can afford, that's fine. If you want me to rehash your pitch, so let's say you come to me with a pitch for a small fee, I will send you a video back of how I would improve it and actually rewrite the pitch, with different changes to it. So I do that too. I didn't have that as an option before. And then the 2-hour laser focus coaching session. And then for my other packages, all of my stuff is customizable. So let's say you need pitching and speaking. We can combine them together. You know what I mean? So that's what I did. I don't know if everyone would do that, but for me, it has led to a gold mine of other opportunities. In addition, because I was so visible, people would reach out to me to be on television shows. In fact, I'm in talks with a major network about a show on pitching. And trust me, it's not Shark Tank, so please don't think I'm gonna copy that. I'm not. Even though I was on Shark Tank season 8, new. So anyway, I wanted you to know that that's what I did. Does that answer your question?
It's they said yes, thank you. And another question came in. What is one thing you did that motivated you and got you back on your feet after a suicide attempt?
I never realized who loved me. I never realized who my friends were. It took me almost taking my life to realize who was really there all this time, and I had never been honest with them about how I was feeling. As you get more successful, you're gonna have more Klingons, and you have to be able to realize that some people should never cross your path. Some people should never be let in. And now I've been clean and sober 3.5 years, and I celebrate it on social media. I don't care that people no one on LinkedIn said I did anything wrong, but they were like, wow, you're just so honest and transparent. I said, because I have people who love me, and I want to acknowledge that they were a part of my growth. So having a great support system. Like there were times when I may not have had anything to eat. And when I tell you lobster, shrimp, and crab showed up at my door, along with mashed potatoes and macaroni and cheese and stuff, people looked out for me because they saw the real me now, not the fake perfect Precious. I'm not perfect. My pitches are. I'm not. I hope that answered your question.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Somebody said your authenticity is one of your superpowers.
You better believe it. You better believe it. That's what I said. I put in an application for TED Fellows, and that's one of the things I put in there. And I called myself the female MacGyver of business, with 2 toothpicks, and that's all I had. I went for it all. If a door wasn't cracked, I'm Jimmy in the door. I'm Jimmy in the lock. If there's a crack in the window above, I'm going through. Now the doors are opening. Why? Because I stayed visible. Why? Because I remained transparent and authentic when others wanted to keep selling this story about they all got all this money and stuff like that. I'm like, the pandemic has revealed a lot about people. Who's telling the truth and who's not.
So Precious, one of the things you and I were chatting about before you started is how often for coaches they're hesitant to put themselves out there and to be visible. They're afraid of being the salesperson or marketing themselves. Mm-hmm. What piece of advice do you have for them?
I don't want you to be the best kept secret. The best kept secret no one knows. So you're really you're not a secret you're not even thought about. The reason why I talk so much about visibility, Kathy, and to everyone listening here today, is because until you are in front of people, you'll never know how you can impact them. Yes, we have introverts, and I show introverts how to make themselves visible, even if they're not talking all the time. What are you saying in your posts? Can you have inspirational plus content-rich nuggets, plus how to book you, what you do differently? That's what you do. If you're not a real speaker, what else can you do? Am I right?
Absolutely.
So you need to be introducing yourself more often than you think you do. It takes time to build visibility, but you do it consistently and constantly. There are people I know who can't stand me. does she always get all of this? Like when I spoke at NBC Universal, I could tell from some comments, people were like, nah, she ain't really doing it. She's just talking a good game. I was like, oh, so let me just show you the flyer real quick. Let me just bust you out. Let me get my bust down on you. I'm gonna bust it down. Yeah, I didn't create that. That's NBC Universal. That's In Style Magazine. That's Google, where I'm a pitch coach. That's LinkedIn, where I'm now a LinkedIn content creator. Stop playing with me. I don't have to lie about it. I am about that life.
That is amazing. And I realize it's time. There's one more in here that is just such a cool question, if I can. They said, I know I need to be me, but sometimes I look at people such as yourself and I say within, I don't have that. How do you get past that?
Babe, I don't need anybody to be another me. What I need you to be is be the best representation of yourself. And that's why I say, and even I know Kathy, you probably feel the same way. It's not about modeling someone else. It's about taking it's like eating the meat and spitting out the bones. I'm gregarious and aggressive and ambitious, and I'm in your face. But I also work with introverts too. And people who feel like lack of confidence. All of that is built into my programs and into my trainings. I don't want you to be me. I want you to be you. Remember, before there was a me, there was someone else. And I didn't want to be them. Like everybody wants us to be Oprah. No, I don't have to be Oprah. I can be the best and the first Precious Williams. Am I right?
That's awesome.
And own your brilliance and your difference. I change my hair like I change my underwear every day. I have short hair. I cut off my hair on July 4th. Now I'm in a wig. Y'all know how I get down. Come on now, get the bus down. So anyway, Kathy, I'm sorry to go over, but I definitely wanted you all to know I so appreciate that. If anything I said resonated with any of you, reach out to me on social media. Please take me up on purchasing my book or two, or just checking out my website and seeing how we can work together. Thank you all so much. I'm Precious Williams, proud founder and CEO of Perfect Pitches by Precious. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I just want to say it was absolutely fabulous to have you here, everyone. Amazing conversation, amazing presentation. And to me, the big question, the takeaway for all of you is, what is your essence? And build from there. Yeah, awesome. Thank you so much, Precious. Everyone, we will share the link to the recording on YouTube so you can go back and get it again. It was amazing. Make it a great one.
Bye, everybody.